Okay, I have started the recording. I can share the files later.
Namaste, my name is Harshita Manari and I'm here with my team, Rakshita Tripathi, Chantani Nagabhairava, and Udaya Bomadurai. And today we'll be talking about over-medication. These are some of the subtopics that we're going to be covering.
Over-medication is a term used when a person takes an unnecessary or excessive amount of medication. It is a prevalent problem in the United States as many people immediately turn to medication for minor health issues. Drugs like Tylenol and Advil are often used for health problems that may be easily resolved. Next slide. Here's a quote by Dr. Dominic Millett stating, "Nearly 36% of older adults regularly take at least 5 prescription drugs. Prescription drugs often have side effects that can lead to negative outcomes for many. The elderly have to be extremely cautious as these effects can be more severe to them." Symptoms of overmedication include fatigue, pressure in the abdomen, aches in the body, problems with balance, rashes, flushing of the skin on a regular basis, and weight fluctuations. It could be difficult to find the causes of these symptoms due to their generality. However, if you feel as if these issues are very out of the blue to you, and you are someone who regularly consumes over-the-counter or prescription drugs, these symptoms may be caused by overmedication. Next slide. Overmedication also has many different negative effects on the person who is overmedicating. These effects include, but are not limited to, mental health concerns such as depression and anxiety, accidental overdose, and organ damage. Liver failure being one of the primary examples. Due to cell and tissue changes, your organs also change as you age. Aging organs start to lose function, and the consumption of too many drugs can lead to extremely harmful effects, making it essential to be cautious about the amount of medication you consume.
It is important to understand the causes of overmedication. Those general causes would include the miscommunication between doctors and patients, the misuse of drugs by the patient, pharmaceutical companies advertising medications for profit, and additional situations where the overmedication occurs. To be more specific, miscommunication between doctors and patients would lead to doctors prescribing the patient the wrong amount of dosage that the patient should be taking. This specifically happens when the patients go to the multiple doctors and notify their doctors about the other medications that they're taking. The other cause being that patients use their drugs incorrectly. This is usually due to the lack of awareness of the patient on how to manage the medication that they are taking. Overdoses and addiction can be prevented through proper awareness. Next slide. Next slide. To continue on, pharmacy influence is another major cause. This is when the pharmaceutical companies have an ulterior motive or their priorities are compromised due to them wanting to make more money from selling drugs. Additional situations where overmedication occurs includes foster children being given a lot more medication than necessary to make taking care of them easier. Overdiagnosis of ADD and ADHD is also one of the issues that leads to an unnecessary use of medication for treatment.
So there are lots of factors that could put you at risk for overmedication, some of which include poverty, which goes hand in hand with educational levels. Pharmaceutical companies see non-educated people as people that are more likely to buy more over-the-counter medications. Your marital status or home life can also impact your mental health and can lead to depression and anxiety, which then puts you at a higher risk to being overmedicated. Being a foster child can also put you at a higher risk as they're not always taken care of. And having a mental disorder such as ADHD can also put you at risk for being overprescribed with medication. Unfortunately, as we age, we rely more on medication and are needed for more doctors. This can make it hard for them to keep track of all their medications, and especially if the elderly is living all by themselves. Seniors also cannot always metabolize these drugs very quickly, putting them at a higher risk for the effects that are caused by overmedication. Here are some of the statistics regarding overmedication. So 39% of adults that are 85 years or older take more than 5 medications. And 60% of those adults that take a lot of medications don't normally need those medications. And 67% of adults with ages 62 to 85 years of age take prescription drugs and over-the-counter supplements.
So how can we fight over medication and find solutions to this problem? So one such organization that works to fight over medication is the Sympathy Project. So this project conducts medication reviews. So when a new type of drug or medicine is being introduced to the public, this project will look over the medication and make sure there aren't drug interactions or any problems with the medication that consumers might face. So another prevalent issue that the Sympathy Project deals with is polypharmacy. Polypharmacy is where you take multiple medications. So for example, you might be taking organ rejection medications, but also if you get sick and have a cold, you might take cold medication at the same time. And that would be considered polypharmacy because it's more than one medication at a time. So the Sympathy Project also influenced other developed countries to begin addressing the problem of overmedication. So once people saw that the Sympathy Project was addressing overmedication, other countries such as Switzerland, Spain also started addressing the problem. Next slide. Next slide. The Boston Loan Institute, no, previous slide actually, sorry.
Yeah, leave on the screen. Maybe on the Udaya side, it takes time to refresh.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is just being really slow, sorry. The Boston Loan Institute. The Boston Loan Institute was one such example of a project that was inspired by the Sympathy Project. So the Loan Institute creates awareness about the overmedication crisis by talking to policymakers, clinics, and schools. And the Boston Loan Institute actually was in contact with former President Barack Obama about creating a bill to prevent overmedication. And
Udaya, your voice actually lags.
it created a proposal to a national organization fighting overmedication in the United States, though that proposal has not been approved yet.
Is she speaking?
Yeah, she does her part, but I think that her Wi-Fi is like lagging her out. So I think we can just go through these slides.
Okay.
Yeah, we can cover them.
Yeah.
Oh, she's speaking?
Yeah.
We can just cover these slides. So she was on the Dr. Phil Congress Foundation. This is something that a doctor here created, and this is where many celebrities joined the fight against overmedication, and they use their platform to raise awareness. President
Better? I switched to a different one. Okay.
Huh? Is she speaking?
Just continue, Rakshita.
Okay. President Barack Obama's federal fiscal year 2015 budget allocated $750 million to improve federal and state efforts to curb overmedication of foster children. Next slide. Electronic prescribing is also a call to action that many have used to fight overmedication. This is where healthcare providers enter prescriptions into computer devices and send them to pharmacies. And benefits of this include reducing medication errors, checking for drug interactions, and electronically requesting prescription refills. Here are some statistics that show e-prescribing. And e-prescribing has been very beneficial. As you can see, error rates before e-prescribing were about 42.5%, and after e-prescribing decreased to 6.6%. And in 2017, e-prescribing rates were around 1.49 billion, whereas in 2020, e-prescribing rates increased to 1.91 billion, meaning that a lot more people are indulging in this tactic. So thank you guys so much. Sorry that there were some Wi-Fi issues, but that was our presentation.
Yeah, that was good. Can you go back to that slide where you have presented about percentages?
Yes.
So just wanted to let you know, Ushaji's daughter is a doctor by herself. So Ushaji, she is here. Yeah. And there are other seniors who could not able to join today. Their kids are also doctors, EMTs. Yeah. So where did you get this statistics? It's okay. So you have HTTPS some okay.
So are those over-counter supplements, you are saying that they are taking the vitamins, those are all over-medication?
So vitamins don't necessarily count towards over-medicating. Medicating is something like Advil or something like for pain relief and things like that, because when you take those medication and then mix them with other medication, those chemicals go into your body and they can lead to really bad side effects. And most of the time you can go into natural remedies or different kinds of solutions for those things that you're facing, and you don't have to turn to medication, because the medication does have a really negative impact on your body and most of the time.
Very nice. So she's mainly the pain medications. Okay.
Ushaji, Leelaji, Ganeshanji, you guys have any questions to the teenagers?
You guys can feel free to reach out. Like I'm sure Venkaji has our numbers and contacts if you guys have any questions.
Wonderful.
They did a good job. They covered most of it. So
Thank you.
okay, yeah.
Okay. Thank you all. So how many other places you guys have presented?
We're going to be presenting next week at science fairs at the different schools.
Okay.
And then
I'm going to
we're also
stop the
gonna-
recording, okay? Just
Okay, yeah.
I just have one suggestion.
Sure.
When you are speaking, don't go so fast. People can't catch every word what you're saying. You all
Okay.
are very fast.